lawyer John Gihon is with us now. So, John, we're a little ahead of ourselves, right? Because we still, as Chad said, whether it's on Capitol Hill or at the White House, we don't know whether the president will accept the bill that's in front of him. And, because he doesn't even know necessarily what's in that bill yet. Nobody seems to. But again, if one of the considerations I guess he has, if he goes down that route to take this deal, is what he can do afterwards. You heard Chad say it's not that easy to move this money around, though. Is that your understanding? What would he do next?
Hi, Connell. Thanks for having me on here. What President Trump is going to do next, who knows? Because we don't have the text of the bill, he doesn't know exactly what's in it. All we've heard about right now is a framework. The president can't commit to anything because of the fact that he doesn't know exactly what he's going to be signing. And so what he's going to do in the next step, I'm pretty sure he has an idea of what he can do, whether it's declaring an emergency to bring some of that money forward that he can use, or just reappropriating it. But I'm pretty sure he has contingency plans in place, since he knows he's not going to get the $5.7 billion he wants.
Right, he's getting nowhere close to that, so it's just a matter of whether he gets the little under 1.4 or whether he doesn't sign this bill, and then who knows, we're back to something else entirely. Let me ask you about the legalities then of the emergency declaration. It seemed like a couple of weeks ago that was kind of a favorite in people's minds, betting minds. They said, well, if the president doesn't win this particular showdown, that's what he'll do. But again, that opens up a whole can of worms, and that it might not go anywhere fast, right? It'll be challenged right away in the courts.
Absolutely. Just like everything else that President Trump has tried to do during his administration, he's going to see lawsuits, whether it's from Congress or from different groups who are going to bring him into district court and try to seek temporary restraining orders and injunctions against him. No matter what he does, if he declares a federal national emergency to try to build the wall, to build barriers, he's going to get sued in district court. And I'm pretty confident that the individuals who sue him will be able to find a sympathetic district judge who's going to stop him.
Right.
And so what he really needs to do is find a way, without declaring a national emergency, to move this money around. And there is some money there, but certainly not enough to make up the $5.7 billion.
As Chad said, it's probably millions rather than billions, so that doesn't get you that far. So as a final question, this is important. This is a political question, but I would suppose it would take a kind of a legal expert to look at it. The president comes and says, for my base supporters here, what I need to do is get as close to 5.7 rather than 1.3 or 4 billion. I need to get as close to 200 plus miles rather than 55 miles of fencing or wall. How do I actually get there? What advice would you give?
What I've seen so far the president can do is there's civil and criminal forfeiture funds out there. They're not allocated by Congress. And so the president has pretty broad authority, jumping through a few different hoops to use that money. Now, that's not even $1 billion right now from what I've seen. Yeah. Now, there's also going to be some Department of Defense money, probably about $1 or $2 billion, that he could reallocate for anti-drug trafficking and narcotics trafficking initiatives. And that could be barriers along the southern border. And those could be done with a few different red tape issues in the way, but could be done without declaring a national emergency, which I don't think anybody has the political appetite to do right now, because it sets an unbelievably dangerous precedent for both parties.
Yeah, that's the thing I keep hearing about. All right, John, good to see you. Thanks for exploring all of this. Boy, we'll see what the president does. John Gihon with us today. I want to shift to China here for a moment. The market